for upholding peace in our nation. We appreciate you. Police officers.
We, the Zambia Police Service.
Hello and welcome to Arrive Alive campaign program with me, Womba Weyeke. Today I'm joined in the studio by Jeremy Thornycroft from Road Safety Ambassadors. He's Director Operations. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, Womba, and hello all viewers out there.
And next to him is Ms. Foster Chileshe from Passengers, Pedestrian and Cyclists Association of Zambia. She is the president of PAPECA. You're welcome to the program, madam.
Thank you, Womba, and hello, viewers.
And on my far right is Online Taxis Association of Zambia spokesperson Elias Mansa. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, Womba. Dear listener, thank you very much.
First things first, Ms. Chileshe, kindly tell us about your organization.
Thank you. Like I've said, I'm the president for Passengers, Pedestrians and Cyclists Association of Zambia. We are an organization that champions the safety of passengers, pedestrians and cyclists as they use the roads. And we also aim to promote their rights as well as their responsibility. Basically, that is our mandate as an organization.
Okay, so how do you interpret the Arrive Alive campaign?
It's a very good concept, actually. The way we interpret it as an organization is wherever we are going, whoever we are, we need to aim to arrive alive. That's the interpretation. We can't interpret it more. It's just that we need to arrive alive. Whether we are riding, whether we are driving, whether we are walking, our aim as we are on the road, let's aim to arrive alive wherever our destination is.
All right, Jeremy, what about your organization? Tell us, tell the viewers what your organization is all about.
Thank you, Womba. Road Safety Ambassadors is a local NGO run by Zambians. We came up with this NGO to help the government in trying to ensure that we have less carnage on the roads. We have seen a lot of deaths in the years past. So we came together, and knowing that the main body that looks at road safety, which is RATSA, is understaffed, we decided that we would come up to help RATSA spread the news to people on the aspect of safe driving, safe walking, safe cycling. And hence Road Safety Ambassadors is there, spread out the entire country to ensure this message goes to people.
All right, Mr. Mansa, kindly tell the viewers what your organization is all about.
Thank you. Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia is a membership-based organization. We usually deal with anything to do with online. Like in this case, we are talking about cyclists. They have come on board, as well as riders, which are motorbikes, and the cars, including trucks. So basically what we do is that we unite these drivers. We bring them in one boat so that we are able to educate them about the safety out there, because a passenger, a pedestrian, all those people are important in terms of transport system. So what we do is we put them together. They don't need to be scattered. They are supposed to be brought together so that when we speak, it's very easy, because what we have done is we have distributed, like for example, Lusaka. We are also going out there. We are starting from Lusaka. We have created zones. So in these zones, we have chosen leaders to represent us, so that out there in Mandevu, in where they are able to talk, and then if we talk to leaders, leaders are able to disseminate the information very quickly. So that's what Online Taxi Drivers Association is doing in Zambia. Thank you.
All right, we are discussing the safety of cyclists and motorbike riders on the road. So, Madam Chileshe, what does your organization aim to achieve as regards to a Live Arrive campaign?
Okay, our organization, like I've said, that it aims at promoting safety among the cyclists. Okay, so we do a lot of campaign in regard of the road safety as they use the road. We do a lot of advocates to ensure that the safety of the cyclists are not it's not actually compromised as they use the road. So like the theme itself, Arrive Alive, it actually speaks to individuals, especially the cyclists. As they are out there, they really to ensure that as they are using the road, they should not just think that they are the only road users that are using the road. There are some other road users as well. We're talking about pedestrians, we're talking about motorists, we're talking about wheelbarrow pushers. So when we talk about Arrive Alive, we have to make sure that as a cyclist using that road, you have to ensure that you arrive. How do you do that? To make sure that you give courtesy to other road users. You realize that the road, I'm not the only one who's using it. Therefore, for me to arrive alive, I have to make sure that I put all these things, my rights, my responsibility as I'm using the road. Then you are talking to Arrive Alive concept.
Jeremy, how does your organization aim to achieve the Arrive Alive campaign?
Arrive Alive. Our organization has taken a mandate to speak to cyclists, to speak to pedestrians, to speak to motorcyclists, and to speak to motorists about the safety of accommodating each other on the road. Lately, we've had a lot of accidents involving motorcycles. We have taken the initiative to go and speak to most of these riders, and I'm glad my friend is here. We came up with a little way of challenging these riders, and one of the things I do is to look at his license. If I'm going to approach you, I want to find out if you are a licensed rider. And most of them they produce their licenses, and the first thing I see is the class. For you to ride a motorbike, you need an A class, which is given by RATSA.
Exactly.
3/4 of them have C1, which is for light trucks, canters. And then when you ask them, but how come, what's the problem? No, when I went to try and get a license for riding a bike, I wasn't given. I said, no, you went to the wrong station. It's either you acquired this license was not done correctly, because if you wanted to ride a bike, you should have gone to Mimosa. Please do the correct thing, because number one, you're riding this bike with the aim of making money for your boss and to support your family. Anything will happen to you on the road. If you're in an accident and you have a wrong class, insurance does not compensate. What happens to your family? They suffer. So for us, how you get home, how you ride, how you drive, always ensure you have the right class. That's the first step to you leaving your home and arriving back alive. When you have the right class, you automatically you will take charge of that particular bike or vehicle that you have. And then when we look at cyclists, because we have two categories, we have the motorized, which is the motorbike, and then the non-motorized transport, which is cyclists and pedestrians. They also, I've always told cyclists that I see, at times I meet them in the evening and say, but you don't have lights, you don't have reflective gear on you, not even reflective tape on your bike. What's happened? You don't even have a bell. How do you signal each other? And some will say, no, we're experts. I said, there's no expert on the road. So for your safety, you may be the expert, but the person driving will not see you. And you could end up bashed and not go home. So do the right thing, and by so doing, you are guaranteed to reach your destination safely. So during this Arrive Alive program and campaign, we're trying to ensure that both the cyclists and the motorcyclists have the right apparatus, right license, and everything should be correct on their bikes. They should have headlamps on, they should have lights in the back so they're easily spotted, reflective gear. And all these are actually listed in the highway code. It's a pity, I know most cyclists don't believe they are in the highway code, but it caters for them. It caters for for motorcyclists. The issue of helmets and all that, it's all there. So we are trying to preach this message to them to ensure that their lives will be safe. Yeah.
Mr. Mwanza, oh, you want to add something?
I was just finishing that by so doing, they will ensure that they arrive alive.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mwanza, how does your organization aim to achieve the Arrive Alive campaign?
Thank you very much. In fact, it is for the association, in fact, to make sure that this campaign is supposed to be preached widely. I think it's good that my colleague here, we are going to unite to make sure that all the information that they have, in order for them to reach to the cyclists as well as the riders as well as the drivers, are supposed to go through the association. So what we are doing basically is that, as I said earlier in my preamble, we are trying by all means to unite all online business. Now, the challenge that we are facing for now is that I think we need the help from the government. These online apps are supposed to work hand in hand with us, because we deal with the drivers. As I am talking right now, we have more than 30,000 members who are doing online thing. And when we include these ones joining for bicycles, it means that we can go beyond that. So if these apps are able to bring those drivers, because there are drivers that are there who know nothing about what is happening. You find someone who is a bicycle rider, a bicycle cyclist. It doesn't even have a little bit knowledge about the road network. He know nothing, and what he know is just to cycle. And there are rules which are there. So before they start even engaging these cyclists, they are supposed to educate them. And what they are doing, these online apps, is that they are just pushing them into the fields without not even giving them a little bit of knowledge. So as an association, we are here for these drivers, for the safety of drivers, riders, as well as cyclists. Also, pedestrians are important to us. You will find that there was a time when I was in Kabompo, if I remember. I was coming from Maninga to Kabompo. So I was using a motorbike. And when I was riding, I was fast. Now, I had the problem with the lights. So I saw a bus that was cruising. So I said, let me just run behind this bus. You know, instead of parking, I decided to do that, which was very bad. So I started following the bus. As I was fast, moving very fast with the speed of the bus, unfortunately, something bad happened. It was like in Kabompo, there are ox carts. So this ox cart rider also said that, oh, I need to cross the road. So he saw the right of a bus, and then the bus went. So immediately he had to hammer the ox, and they started moving on the road. So I just saw them nearby here. So I almost lost my life, you know. It was a fatal accident that happened. Thank God that I'm still alive. So all those things, it's very, very important that you look for a motorbike which is roadworthy. They don't consider all those things. You consider a bicycle that is in good shape, because you need to be, it is supposed to be well repaired. So those things, we are supposed to be educating these people. But if they just say that it is business to business, a lot of lives are going to be lost. So we have a duty, we have a very important part to play in terms of arrive alive, because we are the center when it comes to anything to do with online. But if we are sidelined just because of maybe political or maybe business-wide, then it means that we won't help, and we'll play a very little part. So that's what we are asking from the government. Let them unite us with these online apps, so that we do our part and they does their part, because their part is business, but our part is to make sure that there is safety when it comes to these drivers as well as cyclists. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Tineshe, how is your organization collaborating with the Zambia Road Safety in terms of activities to reduce accidents on the roads as regards to motorbike and cyclists?
Before I answer, I wanted to react to what he has just said. You know, before we came, I didn't even know in the first place that cyclists are doing a Yango thing. But you'd see a cyclist just moving carelessly on the road. So I wonder to myself, I'm a cyclist nowadays. They're just driving, not knowing that they are rushing for business. So as an association of online, I think it's also prime importance that we need by all means to educate them. Money is good, business is good, but let them put their safety first in the first place. Let them make sure that their bicycle is roadworthy to do the business that they've gone into. And also let them also ride on those roads responsibly, because that's what we do as an organization. We campaign for the safety of the cyclists, sir. That's very true. Yes, that's very true. Coming to the question, we do collaborate quite good with Zambia Road Trust, Zambia Road Safety Trust. Yes, we work together, we network together, we do a lot of things together. Okay, we advocate when there's some aspect that has come that is trying to compromise the safety on the road. We come together with Zambia Road Safety Trust and we work together. We've had a lot of meetings together. We've had a lot of advocates together with the Zambia Road Safety. For us as an organization, we regard ZRIST as our sister NGO. Otherwise, most of the things that they do, they involve us. One of the examples that I can highlight is this one. Okay, they've come up with the campaign. They just didn't bring their own stuff, but they've involved us, meaning that there is a networking, we are collaborating, and we are strengthening each other in terms of working and promoting the safety. They are not leaving anyone. I think we need to give them a plus towards that.
All right. Jeremy, how is your organization coordinating with the Zambia Road Safety Trust in terms of programs that can reduce motorbike and cyclist accidents on the road?
We have a mutual understanding with them. Zambia Road Safety Trust and us, road safety ambassadors, and like Chilesha said, we are always sitting around the same table to discuss road safety issues that concern Zambia. When it comes to the Arrive Alive campaign, we were invited, we have been invited to several of their programs so far to help sensitize people on this Arrive Alive program. We've had a program with them in Baulini compound where we went down to issue reflective belts to cyclists and pedestrians. We work very well, and I should say they're a great team. They are spearheading and championing this fight for safety on our roads in Zambia. And I should say that we are working very well together, and as far as this particular campaign is, we are working hand in hand.
All right, thank you. Mr. Monso, how is your organization collaborating with the Zambia Road Safety Trust?
Sure. As Jeremy said, I think there is also this important part which is very critical in terms of licenses. You find that these, especially when it comes to bikes, a lot of riders that we have, they don't have proper licenses. So meaning that you just learn, and you just learn how to ride a bike without acquiring the course which is there. So one will just say, because there is money, that's what is important, you know. Even what is happening with the most of these drivers, when they hear that Yangwa's money, these online apps have money. So what they will do is they just want to get a license. And you know what is happening today is that these licenses, you can even buy them. You don't just need to go through the education system that is ready. So once that person gets a license, immediately he goes on the ride, on a car, or maybe on a bicycle, a bike, or this time even a bicycle. So the first thing that is important that we are asking, that we need to be serious when it comes to educating. At least for us as an association, we are always in touch with these people that are on the ground. That's the very, very important thing. So if there should be something like we set up some programs to say that, oh, this day we need like what Jerome is doing in Kalingalinga, because we have zones. in Karingaringa we are going to educate. They involve us so that our members are also there to learn what is happening, and because they are already there, they have got licenses. Even if there is an accident that happens, to them they just say that our protection is a license. That's not important. You need to ensure that we, the ones that are cycling, as well as those pedestrians, arrive alive. So if that is achieved, that is better. And what is important is education. People needs to be educated. You see, you find that someone is crossing the road, like these pedestrians. It's showing red to them. That's when they are crossing. Now, these cars that are coming, they are busy moving. So the general public also need to be educated about these robots, the way they operate, so that everyone is protected. What is important is that when we started cycling in a long time ago, we used to have maybe few cars. You get the point. Few cars. You find that are moving from Chingola to Kitwe on a bicycle. I only meet few cars, but nowadays we have got a lot of cars in place, meaning that especially these bicycles, they are very much at risk. We talk about motorcycles, motorbikes, they are very much at risk. So if there is that sensitization, people are listening to us, people are being educated, it will help to reduce a lot of people dying nowadays. So that's what we are trying to put things in order. You know, this thing came, Online Taxi Drivers Association was formed in 2022. But we are trying by all means to achieve those goals. Those are the things that we matter most to the association.
And maybe to add up, I want to say that ZRST, they bring everyone on board, and they will put the people's views, the NGOs, road safety NGOs, into consideration. They can come up with a program. They won't do it on their own. They will still invite others that there's this, please, how do we go about it? Can we plan together? What activities can we do? Like Jeremiah said on the Arrive Alive concept, when they were launching, all road safety NGOs, they were invited to this, such that anything that is promoting safety, they don't do it on their own. We've got very, very good understanding of each other. We strengthen each other. And the input from other NGOs, road safety NGOs, I want to say that they take it seriously. They will not say, no, we are the ones that are funding this Arrive and Alive, so we have a bigger say. No, they will take every consideration as long as it promotes safety to cyclists, to pedestrians, or the road users, let me put it. But now we are concentrating on the cyclists. I think for that, to me, I would want to say they should just keep it up and they continue pulling each other, because at the end of it, it's the safety of our people.
All right, you are watching Arrive Alive, a campaign program with me, Womba Weyeke. We'll take a break.
Welcome to Zambia News and Information Services, your media and communication hub. Need a professional space? We offer state-of-the-art studio hire for sound and film productions. Experience comprehensive news coverage and in-depth features that bring you closer to the stories that matter. Capture your moments with our professional photography services, perfect for events, portraits, and more. Looking for eye-catching visuals? Our graphic art and design team will elevate your brand with custom solutions. Host your next event with confidence. We provide high-quality conference systems and public address systems tailored to your needs. Contact us today at zanismarketing@gmail.com or call or WhatsApp 0773 809 040. Zanis TV, the People's Channel.
We are discussing road safety in Zambia. Our focus is on the cyclists and motorbike riders' safety on our roads. So, Jeremy, how do you intend to achieve this dream of Arrive Alive campaign as an organization?
We intend to continue sensitizing the persons on these bikes, bicycles and motorbikes. Education is a continuous process. And when it comes to road safety, there is no champion. When you're on the road, cyclist or motorbike rider, there is no champion. So we will continue to speak to these brothers and sisters of ours we find on these machines. Because motorbikes now, we also have female younger riders. And we want everybody to arrive alive. The way I leave home every morning, I ensure that by God's grace, I make it back to the gate and enter the yard. So it's also my duty to ensure that all those I see on the road should arrive alive. So we have purposed to continue to speak to them until this message is embodied on their hearts. Because we do encounter some stubborn people who will tell us, you can't tell us anything. So I've always told them, I won't tell you anything, but since you have broken the law, I'll do my part and ensure that the law meets up with you. Okay? So there is the aspect, because what we do now is that when I speak to you, I also show you that it is written in the highway code that you need to have these things in place. And most people don't know that that law is there. Sad enough. They don't know that riding without a helmet is an offense. They don't know that cycling without a light at night is an offense. But it's written. Yes, the enforcement is somewhat quiet, but it is our duty to speak to it. And we have, in the last few weeks, been speaking with Zambia Road Safety Trust to see if we can speak to the government to purposely put an SI on enforcement. Because people learn through enforcement. Most motorists today have learned that if they drive through a red light, the demerit system is going to catch them. And once your license is blocked, you don't drive. Cyclists and motorbike riders think the law does not apply. But the good thing is that for the motorcyclist, 3/4 of what is written in that highway code is actually concerning him. What is for the motorist in the vehicle concerns the motorcyclist. And for the cyclist, 67 and 73 of the highway code actually apply to him also, apart from what is listed for him. So we are trying to get the highway code, which is a free book, to most of the motorcyclists who don't have it, and to most of the cyclists who don't have it, so they can read. And we make sure they read in our presence. Or when we sit down with them, we'll get one, let them read it, and if they have questions, we make sure it's answered. And when we're satisfied that all of them know, we take our leave, but we always go back and remind them. And by so doing, I know that when the Arrive Alive campaign is winding up, I believe everybody in Zambia would have heard this message.
Ms. Chileshe.
Thank you so much, Wamba. For us to achieve the Arrive Alive campaign, there are so many things that we need to put in place. In the first place, the infrastructure, okay? You know, our roads, I like saying they're not forgiving to cyclists. They are quite bad. Most of the roads that cyclists use, they are quite bad. So the government, they need to make sure that one, the road network, the infrastructure, the signage, it's in good condition for the cyclist. Then we'll achieve this, okay? Because most of our roads, you know, they've got a lot of potholes. Some are even surfaces. If it comes to gravel roads, they are rough gravel roads. So for us to achieve, the infrastructure has to be in place in the first place. Then we are ensuring that the cyclists are going to arrive alive. The second one that we need to do as a nation, as a government, is to ensure that the cyclists, they've got their own designated lanes, cyclepaths. As an organization, that's our cry. We talk about it every day. In every meeting that I go to Womba, I'll make sure that I advocate for the psychopaths. Because, you know, fighting on the same road, wanting to use the same road, hence we will not achieve that campaign. But if we have psychopaths where cyclists, they've got their own lanes, we are going to achieve. The signage is good for the cyclists, we are going to achieve. The cyclists themselves, we continue educating, like Jeremiah said, we continue educating, massive educations, because that's what is lacking. We have, of course, road safety awareness, but it's not enough, okay? It's not enough. We can't compare the awareness in the health aspect to road safety. You agree with me, wherever you go, nowadays that there's cholera, you find a post for cholera. But can you compare it to, please, you ride responsibly as a cyclist? We don't have such. So the education aspect has to be massive, such that by the time the Arrive Alive campaign is being fruitful, people will have been responsible enough, will have gotten into them that as I ride on the road, I need to arrive alive. Okay. Then the other thing that we need to do if we have to achieve this campaign is to ensure that motorists, they regard cyclists as also the road users. Okay? Because they don't regard them. Okay? And because they don't regard them, they will just treat them like they have to beg for them to ride on the bicycle, to ride on the road, sorry. So the motorists themselves, they also need to know that a cyclist is also a road user just like them. So this campaign, it encompasses a lot of aspects if it has to be achieved. Thank you.
Mr. Mansa.
Yes, please. I think nalalanda muchipemba pakutira tinaba kukatete basambireko fimu. Ubwafi obukulu bulipo bwakwe bati, as Madam Chilesha said. Ama signs na ye nakwena bafuire batu wafuirishako babuteko. If you see palianga mlejo ina Church Road, Mukairo Road. Ama road signs pali yali baya lubana. So mlesa ngokwe bati two lanes ile ya Church Road. Then uku kulikamo aka tubiri then kaisa join ku last kapita kaya mu Cairo Road. Now aba nesu inchi to bayingira instead of ukubikama road signs palia ayakutira bafuirisha ma road users bena bayingira inchi to aba nesu bakapokola iyakulabela mina aba leto bamafundi nomba ifunde lyo natoba panena alitoba shani because I'm new here in Lusaka no musebo wenu wa Cairo to Church Road inshawishiba. So those things are supposed to be serious. Ukumaking sure ko bati belalo le shafe ku party yako ikate mirandu bafuire bamona na bena kusho mulandu before twete as the government mulandu nshi are the law signs in place so that idonde ikate omuntu nimbono ko bati kwena apa napa bipa na ishibo kutirati na kalanga ka alo ko bati leni ndimo na indanga tira mu Church Road. Then yena atobe funde wala Samson toko bati kwena mona pali efyo chitire na ulufyani. So ngachako bati kwa kulaba fye chite yako bati kulusha fyo kuikata chikalabe cha shupa. Then what is also important is bushe ababa lumendo abale sambirira majinga. Are we sensitizing, in short, are we educating them? Icho chintu chikala mbasani icho tulero shapoko bati bushe mwebu teko. Mulechi tapo shani ukutira ati ababa majinga bale sambirira if ya kwenda pamusebo. Brothers and sisters, we are losing a lot of lives. Children official will say, me, I'm always on the road. I'm an online taxi operator. So I'm always on the road. And if you see these accidents that are happening, it's very, very bad for the country. Mamon, ngefine bachilanda bankashi. You will find that tabaleposa kona mano ukulabika yariama programs like if so. Ayakutia abantu bale sambirira because yafiri yale sangwa ponse pa radio bale umfwa pakutira tibasambirira. Number if you call it like if just once, a lot of money will be pushed there. But how many people are dying for cholera? Very few people and the punch day known. No, but Pamela and Wakovat, Aba Fanama Jinga, but Yabonsaba for Katete, Kuchipata Kwisa, those people, Tababalumbula, they are not catered for, but Nakwafio Muntua cholera lelo. Publish on the Yonse cholera, Navantubambuk tutuma. So, what we need as a government is to make sure that we put in place, if interfere Kulinga and Veshi Vukutirati, Munochalo, Mwadiba Mafunde, as Jeremy said. I am a funde yenu imomwe ba majinga. I'm telling you, if we are to organize ababe namba majinga to ababika pamoto wasenda na bajeni kwa bati okay iseni na iwe kodi iseni muishi ba mafunde omwakwata. You start asking them one by one. Mwala sanga they are black. They know nothing. But what are they doing? They have been employed by Yango to start operating in Zambia. You get the point? Of which it's a new thing. Now, what needs first is education. mamona ekibalira po first muntu pako bati asange ekito kuvala first wasambirira from grade 1 up to grade 12 from there waya ku college wapuisha ele waisa aba journalist lero walaisa ambo kuchita interview abantu nombanga chakoba twala abo kutokelokera just because mu journalism mulinda lama immediately we puisha first school grade 12 back to up nani everything will be mess. So what we are asking for in short is that these people need education. That's our center. Massive education. It's just general public, like I said, concerning ama robots. Abantu tabayishiba. Ngabale basambisha fya fine basambisha. Babu lotuma nani kale tuma actors tulia batu pela barasamba kumaboko pakutira tulie chakuli apali kolela. Na abantu abokube boko bati pakutero kama light. Yaban sensitization. Bane kula bakwali bakaka lady. Akaka lady kapiribulefi. But if you basambilisha fya ama drivers. But these things are for everyone. It's for the public. It's not just for drivers. Imwe bamajinga na imwe ma truck drivers. You find that a lot of truck drivers has killed abamajinga bengi. They have died. Mamona na kumanya pa accidents ya ingwasanga tabale musakamana no kumusakamana. They are not important. So we need to educate even abama trucks. Ama car owners, I mean car drivers, they are supposed to be educated to say that if ifire chitika mweba nesu na abana bena bali kwatensa ambwisha kwenda pamusebo mwalishi befyo basuka kwa bati ati ushoyu wanjinga na yena alasonkera.
Okay, we seem to be running out of time. We are discussing road safety in Zambia for motorists and motor bike riders. What is your final words of appeal? Briefly.
Thank you. My final appeal goes to the government. They need to make sure that they sensitize. They preach much about these things. In short, they are supposed to educate the masses, both the motorists as well as the riders as well as the pedestrians, because what we need is to arrive alive. So if that is going to be achieved, we need a lot of education. That's what I can advise the government for now. Thank you.
Ms. Chileshe.
Thank you. My appeal actually is road infrastructure and massive education, as well as the enforcement. These three things, they must move together. Because if we just concentrate, like I said, on the road infrastructure, we leave education, we leave enforcement, we are not going to achieve anything. But these three things, they should move hand in hand. Most of the accidents that happen on our roads, especially to cyclists, are being caused by human error. And for road behavior, human error to be moved out from our heads, we need education. I like giving an example of COVID. Okay, we didn't know about COVID, right? But immediately COVID came into being, because there was a lot of massive education. All of us knew immediately I'm coughing, I'm going to put on a mask. Even a youngster will know, I'm coughing, let me put on a youngster. Our behavior has changed towards the respiratory infections. Because why? There was a lot of massive. We need that in the road sector also. In the road safety, we need that. The massive education has to go there if the behavior has to be changed, and if we have to arrive alive safely as cyclists.
Thank you very much. Jeremy, your final words.
My appeal is to...
Briefly.
Yeah, very brief one. Motorcyclists, cyclists. The highway code is there, and it's also printed in local languages. Yeah. We have Bemba, we have Tonga, we have Nyanja, we have Lunda, Luvale, Silozi, and of course there's Chinese, which is not a local language, but in case he's a Chinese man, and it's English. If you need to learn and read for yourself, RATSA gives those books free of charge. And we will get some to distribute to those we can reach, but always ask for one. To the motorists out there, always consider that the NMT, non-motorized transport group, also have the right of usage of any road. Until such a time that the government is able to improve on infrastructure, let us share the space that exists. Thank you.
We have come to the end of the program where we're discussing road safety in Zambia. Our main focus was on the motorbike riders and cyclists road safety in Zambia. I was joined in the studio by Papeka President Foster Chileshe, and also Director Operations, Road Safety Ambassadors, Jeremy Thornycroft, and Elias Mwansa, who's the spokesperson, Online Taxis Association of Zambia. This has been your presenter, Wamba Weke. On behalf of the entire production team, it's bye for now.
Police officer, yeah, for upholding peace in our nation. We appreciate you, yeah. Police officers, yes.
We, the Zambia Police Service, shall uphold professionalism, integrity, accountability, confidence.